मूषिकवाहन मोदकहस्ता चामरकर्ण विलम्बित सूत्र वामन रूप महेश्वर पुत्र विघ्न विनायक पाद नमस्ते. मम ध्वनिः श्रूयते खलु? स्लैड् अपि दृश्यते खलु?
आं मान्ये.
आम्. नमस्ते मान्ये. आं मान्ये. दृश्यते.
Last time we saw, we just analyzed Vagartha Viva, and then we went through a couple more shlokas telling about Kalidasa's why he is writing, and also about the characteristics of the rulers of the dynasty. Now we will go through. I'll just give you a Saramsha, the summary of Sarga 1. What has happened in the first Sarga before we move on to the second Sarga. Pratamaha Sargaha Dilipasya Janmana Arabhyate. The thing is, he starts off with Manu Chakravarti, who is the first one, son of Surya, but there is only one shloka on Manu, and then he directly starts off with Dilipa. No other rulers after Manu are described. So Vaivasvata Manu also, like Tasya Vaivasvatasya Manoho, Vedasya Omkarena Upama Bhavati. He is being compared to the Manu is an unexcelled king, right? And he's the son of Surya. So that he is beautifully compared to the Omkara. It is called Pranava. Vedasya Pranaha iti Upama Bhavati shloke. Next, it starts with the Dilipasya Janma, how he is born and all that. Dilipasya Janma, Tasya Vyaktitvam, Tejaha, Ete Katyate. His personality, his valor, brilliance, everything is mentioned. And it is also said that Dilipa has had a characteristics, like he had both dreadfulness and brilliance in him. In the sense, he was both inaccessible for some. That means who are like wicked, such people, he is inaccessible. They dread him. They are scared of him. He's that powerful, and at the same time, he's also accessible to his dependents, the loyal subjects, and those who are needy. For such people, he is accessible. So this is compared to an ocean. This character of his is compared to an ocean in the sense how ocean has both, like it has both crocodiles, sharks, etc., which makes it inaccessible. Like for people who want to exploit the ocean, like pirates and all, the ocean becomes inaccessible by having crocodiles, sharks, and such creatures. At the same time, it is also accessible for people by having fish and oysters, pearls, and all that. So it is having both the characteristics that is being compared with Dilipa. He was tough for the wicked, and he was at the same time compassionate for the needy. And there is another beautiful comparison in another shloka which says Dilipa used to take 1/6 of his people's wealth as tax, and that also, whatever he collected, that 1/6 portion, that also was used for the sake of their own welfare, the subjects' welfare, people's welfare. He never took it and put it in his treasure. That whatever treasure he collected, it was used for their benefits. And for this, the Upama is also beautiful. It says this is compared to the sun taking this water drops from the earth. It evaporates, right? We know that water cycle. The sun takes few water drops from the earth only to give her back a lot of rain. And there are beautiful upamas like this. And also it is said that he looked after his subjects so well, his people so well. He morally trained them, he enforced discipline in them, he protected them, supported them. He had eventually become their father. Their actual fathers were just the birth fathers. He had become like a father to his subjects. He was that caring and supportive of his subjects. And the word theft, there were no thieves. It was that the administration was so were good, that there were absolutely no theft. The word theft was only in the name. It is said that it is only in the name, and you know where? That too in the rule books. Only in the rule books the theft was mentioned, otherwise it was nowhere to be seen. Such was his administration. So this is a lot of the shlokas mention about how good Dilipa was and how good an administrator he was. Then comes Sudakshina. Chakravarti Dilipasya Patni Sudakshina. Sa Magadha Vamshata. She came from Magadha Vamsha. And the only problem, the drawback for them, they were a happy couple, everything was nice. The only drawback was the both of them, putrasya janma drashtum asham kritavanto. They wanted to have a issue as a child, but it was not happening. Tau aputrau astam, tau tasya karanam gnatum Vasishtasya ashramam gatavantau. They both went to Vasishta's ashrama in order to find out why they were not having kids. Tesham and yatra api varnita asti. The entire journey is also beautifully explained, and this is where I told you about how he has mentioned about his knowledge about music, where the chariot's wheel is rotating, and it is at two different pitches of shadja. And this is, I believe, Mallinatha has written a whole one page of bhashya on this. He appreciates the knowledge of Kalidasa in music. And also another lekhana, I think Kalidasa has mentioned so much about mridanga. So his knowledge in music was very, very much there. And then ashramasya varnana api kritam asti. Then Dilipaha Sudakshina cha Vasishtam militavantau. Then Dilipa explains, Dilipena tena aputra pida katyate. He says he's worried about, and the thing is, Dilipa is telling, it's not that he's worried about that he doesn't have a child. See, he is more concerned for two people. One, his subjects, that they will not have a proper ruler after him. The ruler has to be from the Dharmapatni only, right? So the Dharmapatni is Sudakshina, and she is not having any child. So he's worried for the subjects that they will not have the proper ruler after him. And one more thing is, his failure to pay off debt to the ancestors. What does it mean? I believe in Veda it is said everyone who is born will have to pay off 3 debts. And for that, they will do all this yaga, yagna and all. Veda, dhyana, they will have to do. Yaga, yagna will have to do. And putrotpatti is also one of them. The reproduction part also plays, because the lineage has to everybody. It's not just a royal family. Everybody has to have this. So, but then why? Because we all Indians believe in the ancestors living even after death, right? So we do that Pinda Pradhanam and all that. So he says, I am doing Pinda Pradhanam, though it is once a year that I do in the form of water, which we give, whatever we give, we think it is a food for our ancestors, right? So I have been feeding them throughout, though it is once a year, they're all happy. But now what happens if this line is broken? Then I am seeing those ancestors worried, concerned, because there will be no food for them. If the lineage is stopped, then there is no ruler, then nobody to carry out all this. I am worried for them. I am worried for my ancestors. I am worried that I cannot pay off my debt. That's what he says. So that Shrutva Vasishta Karanam Uktavan. He says that, hey, listen, there is a Karana, there is a reason for you not to have an issue. Because he knows that he can go back. Vasishta has a power of going back and seeing future, past, and all that, right? So, 1 second, please. Yeah. So what has happened? Well, I think we all know the story. We had learned this, but anyway. Ekada Dilipaha Intrasya
Excuse me, NALINA BHAGINI, you have not changed the slide.
I have no slide. Thank you.
No slide. Okay.
I have no slide for this. I'll start. I have no slide. So Ekada Dilipaha Indrasya Sahayam Kartum Swargam Gatavan. he has gone to Swarga to help. In the shloka I told you, right? They can keep going. The rulers of this dynasty, they keep visiting Swarga, heaven. So Dilipa has also gone to help Indra. From there he is coming. Tada punaragamanam samaye saha sudikshanaya samipam gamanasya vichare magnaha asit. He was focusing on how quickly he can go to Sudakshina. He's been away from her, so he's thinking about her while he's coming back. Tada deva gauhu, that is Kamadenu, kalpavrukshasya adaha stita asit. सा कामधेनुः तु पूजनीया खलु, किन्तु दिलीपः तां न दृष्टवान्, अतः तां न नमस्कृतवान् अपि. So usually she is Kamadhenu is there, you have to go do pradakshina, namaskara and all that. So सः न दृष्टवान्, अतः न नमस्कृतवान् अपि. So कामधेनुः क्रुद्धा अभवत्. सा दिलीपं शप्तवती, she cursed him, like how Tvam aputraha bhava. So you become, let you not have any issue. Tvam putra dharmam na anubhavatu. And one second. Okay. Tvam putra dharmam na anubhavatu. Tvam, and then she says, Mama putri, Nandinya the seva, Nandini seva, yada yavat paryantam. त्वं नन्दिन्याः सेवा भक्त्या श्रद्धया न करोति तावत् पर्यन्तं पुत्रहीनः भवतु इति सा शप्तवती. परन्तु तां वाणीं वसिष्ठः नॉट वसिष्ठः दिलीपः न श्रुतवान्. किमर्थम् इत्युक्ते तदा द्वे मदगजौ उद्धितमस्ति. And there were two elephants which were roaring, and there was also hello, okay, and there was also, is there an echo coming? Is my voice audible properly?
Not now. Now good.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes,
it is now.
Okay, so while coming back, he is not done. Till now you have understood, right? Till now it was clear, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
BHAGINI.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because I
Yes,
heard
BHAGINI.
it. Okay. So what happened? So he has not listened. Why? Because there were two elephants which were roaring, and also apicha, this Gangayaha armada that was roaring. That she was also flowing. The Ganges was flowing. The currents of Ganges were so high that was also making a lot of noise. That is why even the Dilipa as well as even his charioteer, both of them couldn't even listen to what this one said. Kamadhenu said. Kamadhenu, those she cursed, those were not heard by Vasishtha. So I'm sorry, Dilipa. So Dilipa is unaware of it. So Vasishtha is seeing all this and he's telling this has happened. So Dilipa asks him, why? How come I have not heard this? So he says there were two elephants roaring, and at the same time the current of the Ganges was also so high that it was also making a lot of noise. So you couldn't hear. So then he says, what is to be done? So for that also Vasishtha tells. So he says, Aduna, right now Kamadhenu nasti atra. So Nandini asti mama ashrame. Tvam Sudakshanaya cha tasyaha putri Nandinyaha seva karaniya. Then Nandini prasanna karotu. Then you both together have to do her seva. If you please her, then she may give you the whatever you want. So she might ishtartam purayati sa. Iti Vasishtha Hukta. Then he also says how you have to do. He says सः कथं सेवा करणीया इत्यपि उक्तवान्. यदा नन्दिनी चरणार्थं वनं गच्छति दिलीपः अपि गमनीयं. यदा सा तिष्ठति दिलीपः अपि स्थातव्यं. तस्याः निग्रहः न करणीयः. She should not be restricted. And then there is some Sudakshina api seva karaniya. Sudakshina Nandinyaha puja karaniya. Yada ashrame Nandini ashrame asti, तस्याः पालनं सुदक्षिणया करणीयं। यदा वनतः अरण्यतः सा पुनरागच्छति तदापि सुदक्षिणया पूजा कृत्वा तस्याः स्वागतं करणीयम्. So he says all this. If you do all this without any respect, then probably she'll be happy. So he tells the cause and he also tells how she has to go about it. So this is all in the first sarga. So what has happened in the end of the first sarga is they have understood what is to be done, and they have decided that they both of them, Dilipa and Sudakshina, will stay back in the hospital, in the ashrama, and do the seva of Nandini. So it has stopped here, and it is at the night they go back to, and Vasishta has made arrangements for their stay, and it is not at all royal. It is as per the ashrama. So there is nothing given any royal treatment and all, nothing. So just as per the ashrama's convenience, they are put up in that ashrama, and they have gone to the tents or whatever they're given, and they're ready to retire because it is night, and it stops there. Okay, so now let's move on to the first shloka. Okay, I hope everybody has at least gone through it and come kind of prepared to it. Okay. Atha prajanamadipa prabhate jaya pratigrahita gandhamalyam vanaya pita pratibaddha vatsam yashodhano denum rusher mumocha. So this is the first one. I'll tell you the meaning. Vasishta ಅಪ್ಪಣೆಯಂತೆ ನಂದಿನಿ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಲು ದಿಲೀಪ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ಪತ್ನಿ ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರ ತನ್ನ ಪತ್ನಿ ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣೆಯ ಜೊತೆ ರಾಜ ದಿಲೀಪ ತಂಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲೇ. ಬೆಳಗಾಗಿದೆ. ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಮುನೇಃ ಉಪದೇಶಸ್ಯ ಅನುಸರೇಣ ರಾಜ ದಿಲೀಪಃ ತಸ್ಯ ಪತ್ನಿ ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣಯಾ ಸಹ ನಂದಿನ್ಯಾः सेवा कर्तुम् आश्रमे एव स्थितवान्, and सूर्योदयः अभवत्. Dilipa and Dilipa and Sudakshina have decided to stay in the ashram. The night, it is in the night, the morning, the sun has raised. Sudakshina ನಂದಿನಿಯನ್ನು ಹೂವು ಮತ್ತು ಗಂಧದಿಂದ ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಿದಳು. ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣೆಯ ಚಂದನೇನ ಚ ಮಾಲಯಾ ಸಹ ನಂದಿನ್ಯಾಹ ಪೂಜಾಂ ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣಾ ನಂದಿನ್ಯಾಹ ಪೂಜಾಂ ಕೃತವತಿ. Sudakshina has worshipped Nandini using chandana, that is sandal paste, and malya, garlands. So that is what her seva is supposed to be, right? Whenever, see, Nandini is always left. Nandini has a calf. Nandini has to leave to the, what is her routine? She goes to the vana, that is aranya, which is very close to ashram. She grazes the whole day and she comes back. So what is Sudakshina need not follow Dilipa to the forest. She has to take care of Nandini whenever she is in the ashram, and whenever Nandini leaves outside, she has to do her puja and send her off. And when Nandini is coming back, she has to do puja and welcome her. That is her. So she has done the puja, pradakshina krutva, gandha, malya, sarvamapi. She has done the pujam krutavati. ನಂದಿನಿಯು ಕರುವನ್ನು ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿಯಲು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿದಿದೆ ಕರು, ಅಂಡ್ ಕುಡಿದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ನಂದಿನ್ಯಾಹ ವತ್ಸಃ ಕ್ಷೀರಂ ಪೀತವಾನ್, and then anantaram saha stambe badditah abhavat. Nandini's calf, it is allowed to drink the milk first because the calf has the right over the milk first. So it has drank the milk, and after that the calf cannot follow Nandini to the forest. So it has been tied back to the post. Now Dilipa antaha Nandiniyannu, entaha Nandini andre, see, there are the adjectives of Nandini like Jaya Pratigrahita Gandha Malyam and Pita Pratibadda Vatsam. They are all adjectives of Dhenu, that is Nandini. So entaha Nandini ಯಾರ ಕರು ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿದು ಕಟ್ಟಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಯಾವುದು ಪತ್ನಿ ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣೆಯಿಂದ ಗಂಧಮಾಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಪೂಜಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಧೇನುವನ್ನು ದಿಲೀಪನು ಅರಣ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಚರಣಾರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಯುವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅರಣ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟನು. ಸೊ ಅನಂತರಂ ದಿಲೀಪಃ ವಸಿಷ್ಠಸ್ಯ ಧೇನುಂ ನಂದಿನೀಂ ಚರಣಾರ್ಥಂ ಅರಣ್ಯಂ ಗಂತುಂ ತ್ಯಕ್ತವಾನ್ ಮುಮೋಚ ತ್ಯಕ್ತವಾನ್. So he has now taken Nandini, the cow whose calf has had his milk and has been tied to the post, and who was made to accept Gandha and all the puja thing from the wife Jaya, from the wife Sudakshina. That cow Nandini, Dilipa has left that cow Nandini to the forest. This is the Bhavartha. So now let's see, we'll go deep into it word by word. So if anybody knows Sandhi, Samasa and all, you can help me out here.
So Bhagini, you have a doubt?
Lakshmi Bhagini. Atha. Anything there? Atha. Anything there? Tell me if there is Sandhi, Samasa or anything. Atha.
Atha avyayam.
Prajanam adipaha. Prajanam adipaha. Anything in this?
Prajanam adipaha. Samasa is there.
What is Samasa?
Prajanam adipaha. Sasti tatpusha samasa.
It is the Prajanam adipaha itself is there here.
Pradama vibhakti ekavachanam.
Prathama vibhaktiya. No, don't tell me what it is. Whether Samasa is there, Sandhi is there. Prajanam adipaha.
Prajanam adipaha. Samasa is there.
What Samasa is there?
Which page can you tell me?
What?
In Tamil, Kovida.
English page 12.
16. Tamil may 16 page.
60.
Page number 60.
60.
Yeah, 16.
Why are you looking at that, Baba? Okay, if you want to see the... No, don't look at the textbook. Try on your own. No, textbook, you should have come prepared by now. Anyways, yeah. Prajanam adipaha.
Prajanam adipaha sasti tatpu samasa mani.
No, look at the word, Bhagini. Prajanam adipaha itself is there. If it is Prajadipaha, then Prajanam adipaha. The word itself is Prajanam adipaha.
Word itself is Prajanam adipaha. Mani.
So Prajanam adipaha. Atra sirf, what is it? No Sandhi also. It is
Sandhi.
just Samhita. Right?
Samhita.
Prajanam adipaha.
Sandhi is not there.
Prabhate.
Prabhate.
Nothing. No, don't tell me the Shabda and all. No, not. Okay, Prabhate, nothing. Jaya pratigrahita gandhamalyam.
Samasta padam, bahupada samasam.
Break it.
Jaya ityukte wife.
Ityukte na. Jaya, first break like this. Jaya,
pratigrahita gandhamalyam.
So first, which one? Everybody keep listening. It is all there in the textbook, I know, but then if you listen, it will get registered in your mind. Yeah. Now first, what will you take?
Jaya.
Now, first take Gandhamalyam. Okay. First, if you take Jaya, Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam are all attached to Jaya, right? Gandha and Malyam, something that is a substance here. Okay. So Gandhamalyam. How do you split that?
Gandha. Gandham cha gandha cha malaya
Atra mala nasti, malya asti.
Acha malya, it is malya. Malya tritiya. Mala.
You were right. It is dvandva only. Gandha
mala.
Malyam is the word. Okay, that is means garland. Malyam is garland. So Gandha cha Malyam cha Gandhamalyam.
Gandha cha Malyam cha Gandhamalyam.
Gandhamalya. That is the first. Gandhaha, Gandhascha, Malyam cha, Gandhamalyam. Keep that aside. Now take Jaya and Pratigrahita. Tell me, Pratigrahita means, I will tell you, it is to accept. I'll tell you in detail later. It is to accept. Now tell Jaya Pratigrahita. What can be done?
Jaya Pratigrahita Samastapadam. Jayaya Pratigrahita.
Uttamam. Jayaya Pratigrahita Samastanama. Samasanama.
Tritiya Tatpurusha.
Tritiya Tatpurusha. Uttamam. Jayaya Pratigrahita. Now you have to connect. Okay, I'm made to accept by the wife what? Gandha and Malya. So you have to connect these two. Jayaya Pratigrahita. Gandha Malya. See, there are two. It is Gandha and Malya. So Gandhascha Malyam. It becomes Gandhamalye. Because there are two entities, right? Lakshmana becomes
Rama
Lakshmana
Lakshmana.
Rama. So likewise, here Gandhaha and Malyam. Malyam is Napamsaka. Gandhaha is Pullinga. Malyam is Napamsaka. So Gandhaha Malye it becomes. Because Dvitiya Vibhakti, the Dvivachana of Napamsaka will be Vanam Vane. So Gandhamalye it becomes. Okay. So now you have to say Jaya Pratigrahite. Jayaya Pratigrahita becomes Jaya Pratigrahita, right? So now that also you have to make
Dvivachana.
So you get
Jaya Pratigrahite Gandhamalye. Visheshana Purvapada.
No. See, we are talking about one person here, entity. So the one who has been made to accept Gandhamalya by the wife. Oh, we are talking about Nandini here. Nandini, this.
Bahuvrihi.
What?
Bahuvrihi.
Uttama, Bahuvrihi. So, Jaya Pratigrahite Gandhamalye Yayasa. Okay? Have you been taught Bahuvrihi? Okay. So we are talking about that person, Strilinga, Malya, Strilinga, who has been made to accept Gandha Malya offered by the wife. Who is that? Nandini. So we are talking about Nandini. Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalya is Akaranta Strilinga and it is a Visheshana for Dhenu. Understood? Okay. So, okay. I will tell again. Don't worry. Next, Vanaya. Anything here?
No, Sandhi is not there. Samasa also not there.
Pita Pratibadha Vatsam.
Again, Samasa is there.
Samastapada is there. So, what is it? Here also, see, Pita Pratibadha Vatsa. Akaranta Strilinga. Atra, we are talking about Nandini. So, now tell.
Pita Prati Baddhavatsa. Baddhavatsa.
This is a little little tricky one. The thing is here Pitaha Pratibaddaha. There are two. And both of them are referring to not Nandini but Vatsa, the calf. That means Pitaha, the calf, drank the milk, and Pratibaddaha. So it has next been tied to the post, the calf, Vatsa. So we are but we are not talking about the calf here. We are talking about
Nandini only.
Nandini whose calf. So again, atra Bahuvrihi Bhavati. We are not directly talking about Vatsa here. We are talking about somebody whose calf has had his milk and has been tied. So first it is Pitaha Pratibaddaha. So there are two Visheshanas of Vatsa. So here there is a Visheshana Ubhayapada. There are two. This we have not learned in Kovida. We have learned Visheshana Purvapada, right? But here there are two, and both of them are Visheshana to Vatsa. So here Pitaha, Pratibaddaha, Vatsaha. So this is Visheshana Ubhayapada, Karmadharya. Then Pita Pratibadha Vatsaha, Yasyaha Sa. That is Bahuvrihi. Okay? Okay, when the slide comes, you'll understand. Okay, so Yashodhanaha, Samasta Padamasti, break it. Hari Om.
यशः यशः धनं यस्य सः यशोधनः
Yashah Dhanan. Yashah eva dhanam yasya saha.
यशः एव धन्यवादः मणि एव धनं यस्य सः
avadharana purudar karmadariha.
Yes, yes.
Yashah eva dhanam.
Next, Denum Rushermu Mocha. Break it up. Same Bhagini, continue. Who told Yashodhana? Bhagini, continue.
या मणि I am प्रयत्नं करोमि
Atra
धेनुं
Rushermu Mocha.
धेनुं ऋषि अपो दे
Right.
Denum ऋषि
Refa asti.
Denum rishehe mumocha.
ऋषेः मुमोच
Rushehe mumochaka. Denum Rushehe Denum Mumocha. Rushe Denum Mru is just Samhita. Denum Rushe. Whereas Rushehe Mumocha Refa. Visargasya Refa asti. Okay. Let's see again. Dhanyavada Bhagini.
धन्यवादः
Let's see again. What is there? Prajanam adipaha. Prajanam ityukte. Prajayate iti prajaha tasam. All these are not needed. These are something extra. So if you even just no need to learn all this. Prajanam prajayate iti prajaha tasam prajanam. Next. Dikampati iti adipaha. This also is not needed. See, these are all there in Mallinatha Surina Bhashya. So I just put them down here. Okay. Don't worry if it is too much for you, just leave it. But whatever is given in the textbook, you definitely have to learn those. They will be asked. Now, Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam. This is a very little tricky. And why? Both of them are tricky a little. So let's break it like this. Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam. What does Pratigrahita mean? Prati is upasarga to the graha dhatu, upadane. Okay, then there is a nich and ta. I'll explain. Prati graha dhatu is grihnati. We have learned that, no? So Prati grihnati. Prati upasarga is added to graha dhatu. It becomes Prati grihnati. That means svikaroti, to accept, right? What is grihnati? We take, we accept and all, right? So pratigrihnati is svikaroti. Tasya nijanta prayoge. You have learnt nijanta, right? Patati patayati. So pratigrihnati becomes pratigrahayati. That means made to accept, or in turn you can say been offered. Both are okay. Like I say, I read patati patayati, made to read. Or in other words, teach. Teach can also have patayati. Like that, here, pratigrihnati, pratigrahayati is made to accept. So, Denuhu malam pratigrihnati. Denu accepts the mala. Same thing in Nijanta if you have to use. Sudakshina dhenva malam pratigrahayati. So Sudakshina is making Dhenu accept the mala. So there are two kartas. You have learnt about Nijanta. I will not go to details there. So Sudakshina Dhenu, through Dhenu, that is Nandini, she is making Nandini accept the mala. So now we have understood Nijanta, Pratigrahayati. If you take the Kta, Patayati, Patitavan, Patitaha, we've learned that, no? The Ta Vibhakti of, 1 second, please. I'll be back 1 second. Kshamyatam. Pratigrahayati. So if you have the Kta of that, then it will be Pratigrahitaha, Pratigrahita, Pratigrahitam, right? So Pratigrahitam. So that was made to accept, that which was made to accept. So this we have got pratigrahitam. Now how to use it? How does it become pratigrahite? I'll tell you. Now if you come back to the word jaya, jayate asyam iti jaya. So from whom there is something grows. Putra rupeda jayate. So what is he trying to see? Kalidasa chooses his words so beautifully and so precisely. That is why probably Vagartha Viva makes sense. He has prayed and he has got that in the shlokas. So he has used Jaya here. Why? Because Jaya means Asyam Jayate. That is, who she is capable of reproducing. Okay. So Jaya Padasyam Arthat Sudakshinaya Putra Janana Yogyatam Bodhayati. He has chosen the same word Jaya, not Patni or not Bharya or anything, but Jaya, because he wants to convey that she has nothing wrong. She is able to reproduce. She has no biological problems as such, so that it is not because of her this thing that she's not able to conceive. That is what is being said. That is why her samarthya for putra janana, her is fine. She has that yogyata to putra for putra janana. That bodhayati jaya shabdaha. So jaya has been used. Next, coming back to Gandhamalya, Gandhascha Malya. I told you Malyam is Napamsakalinga and means garland. Gandha cha Malyam cha Gandhamalye. Because it is Napamsaka and there are two units, you said Gandhamalye. So this is Itaretara. Now Jayaya Pratigrahita. Bhagini told us correctly. So Jaya Pratigrahitam Tritiya Tatpurusha was made to accept by the wife. So fragrance, sandal paste and garland is there, was made to accept by the wife is there. Now we will have to club these two. So Jaya Pratigrahite Gandhamalye. Because there is Gandhamalye, two units, we are also making Grahite two. So Jaya Pratigrahite Gandhamalye Yayasa. Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalya. That is the Akaranta Strilinga. But here it is Gandhamalyam. Here it is the Karma Pada. So Denum Mumocha. Kidrishi Denum or Kidrishim Denum Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam Denum Mumocha. So Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalya Tam. So Samanadikarana Bahuvrihi. So it means she, that Nandini or any Strilinga, who was made to accept or she was offered the fragrance and garland by the wife Sudakshina. Because we are talking in terms of Dilipa. So Dilipa's wife has offered Nandini Gandha and Malya. And we are talking again about that Nandini. So Nandamalyam. Malya means Yayasa, by whom the garland was made to accept by the wife. Is everything clear till now?
Amani.
Bhagini.
Next, Pita Pratibadda Vatsam. We'll break it. Pita Pratibadda Vatsam. Here also Vatsa. Vatsa is Akaranta Strilinga Nandinyaha Visheshana. So, Pitaha. Pitaha here means it is not the meaning. It is Pitam Panam Asya iti Pitaha. That means Pitavan Artaha. Pitavan. He had, the calf has had his milk. Purvam Pitaha Paschat Pratibaddaha. So this is Visheshana Ubhaya Pada Karmadaraya. These Pitaha and Pratibaddaha both are referring to the Vatsa. So both are adjectives of Vatsa. So Pita Pratibaddaha is Visheshana. In your exam, just write Karmadharaya. That is enough. So Visheshana Ubhayapadi Karmadharaya. Pitaha Pratibaddaha cha Vatsasya eva Visheshanam. So Pitaha Paschat Purvam Pitaha Paschat Pratibaddaha is Pita Pratibaddaha. That is Karma Dharya. It is referring to the calf. Now we will have to bring that to Nandini. Whose calf? We will have to make that whose calf. So Pita Pratibaddaha Vatsaha Yasyaha Sa. He whose calf has had the milk and has been tied to the post. So that has becomes bahuvrihi. So pita pratibaddaha vatsaha yasyaha sa pita pratibadda vatsa tam. Why? Because the word we want is pita pratibadda vatsam. Second vibhakti. So tam bahuvrihi asti. So this is indicating a strilinga whose calf had suckling, that means had drank milk and was tied to a post. So again it is referring to Nandini. Yashodanaha, Yashodanaha, Yashah eva dhanam yasya saha. Yashodanaha bahuvrihi. Yashaha, and there is a sandhi here. Yashaha, danaha, Yashodanaha, visargasya utvam. So Yashodhano denum, atrapi sandhi hai. Yashodanaha denum, visargasya utvam. Then we discuss this. Denum rushermu mocha. Denum rushehe is just samhita. Rushehe mumocha is vikar visargasya refaha. And there is one word called vanaya. Here there is a sutra called kriyartha upapadasya cha karmani sthaninaha. That means when there is a, if the kriyartha upapada, then that will have chaturthi vibhakti and in the sense tumunaha karma padat chaturtihi. When there is a tumun gavanam gantum, if you want to say vanam gantum, you can say, you have to use chaturthi. Vanaya means vanam gantum, like that. Aranyaya means aranyam gantum, like that. This is just a mentioned in the Bhashya. Okay. So till now understood? Any doubts? Okay. Agre Saramah.
एक शङ्का अस्ति महोदय एका शङ्का अस्ति तत्र गन्धः इति शब्द उभयपदी अस्ति वा गन्धः गन्धं च तत्र गन्धम् इति स्पेसिफिक् फार् सुगन्धि पदार्थम् इति अस्ति खलु गन्धं
Gandhaha, right? Is it Gandhaha?
Gandhaha it is smell. Gandhaha it is smell and Gandham specific for the Sugandhi Padartha iti aham manye.
Let me check, but I am not too sure. But here it is Gandha, Gandhascha. Gandhaha it is.
Samyatam Bhagini. Yashodanu itukte Yashodanu.
Yashaha, that is fame.
Yashodanu.
Gandhaha only, Bhagini. So smell, scent, green sense, all that is Gandhaha.
Is it for smell or is it for because in our Marathi book it is Gandham iti asti. Ataha aham pruchhami.
Here it is pulling. I check. Gandhaha smell is
मराठी डिक्शनरी मध्ये तत्र उभयपदी अस्ति गन्धः फॉर स्मेल and gandham is for specific sugandhi padartha iti likitam asti atah pruchhami.
Okay, after tu pullinga gandhascha, it is written as gandhascha, gandhaha, fragrance and garland. So in fact they say sandal paste and garland because we usually use sandal paste while we do puja, right? So probably she put it on the Nandini sandal paste and then garlanded. Gandhaha ityukte
न महोदय तत्र इंग्लिश बुक मध्ये अपि गंधम च माल्यम च गंधमाल्ये इति लिखितम् अस्ति इंग्लिश बुक मध्ये अपि तत्र तस्य गंधम च माल्यम च पेज नंबर 15 15
Gandham cha. Oh, but I copied from. Let me check and get back because this is from NALINA the thing. Gandhascha was written there. I'll get back to that beginning. Okay.
Okay, धन्यवाद.
1 minute, Bhagini.
Bhagini, in Telugu book it is given as Gandha cha Malyam cha.
Gandhascha is there?
Gandhaha cha Malyam cha Gandha Malye.
But book also it is Gandham only.
Yeah, because I copied it from that Suri, Malinath Suri is the thing only. So there, that's why I wrote Gandhascha. Let me check there again. Maybe it is a typo in English.
Oh, it could be because in Telugu book it
Kannada
is given as
book,
Gandhaha. And
Yeah.
if you
even
read the
Kannada book,
original Raghuvansha,
Raghuvamsha
if you
original
read,
only I copied it from Gandhashcha.
originally it is given there.
Yeah. So I'll again check and get back, Bhagini. Maybe
Bhagini,
there is a
ekanamsham
typo in
Bhagini.
English.
Bhagini, ekanamsham Bhagini.
Hmm.
What is the meaning then?
Yashaha eva dhanam yasya saha. Whose dhanam itself is fame.
Okay. What did you say? Yashaga?
Yasha is fame. Dhana is
Fame.
his wealth. His you say it
Okay.
is very very used everywhere, no?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
In the
We'll do
English
the
book, it is given only as had offered sandal paste and flower garland.
What was that? I couldn't hear you, Bhagini. What?
In page number 13, it is given that Sudakshana had offered sandal paste and flower garland.
Where?
The
Which
book has
book?
given the English page number 13, the Pratipatataha, word to word
Okay.
meaning.
Yeah, meaning, but then she's asking the break whether it is Gandham cha or Gandhacha. But I took it from there. Originally, it is saying Gandhacha. Maybe in all other Telugu, Tamil, and all, it is Gandhaha. So must be a typo in English. Okay, then Padacheda we'll see. Now we will have to break up all sandhis, but leave alone the Samasta Padas. We should not touch Samasta Padas. So Atha Prajanam Adipaha Atra Sandhi Nasti Samita Eva Prabhate Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam Vanaya Pita Pratipadda Vatsam Yashodhanaha Dhenum Rushehe Mumocha. These are the words that are split. Now we will have to rearrange to make a proper meaning, and that is itself is Anvaya. So what do we do next? We will now do wait. Sorry. So we will just do this Vakya Vyakaranamsha Pratipadartha also. Okay. Anybody wants to try, or shall I show the slide? Atha. Can anybody tell?
Atha is
Avyayam.
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 Prajanam. One
That is
person tell, please.
Anantaram.
Praja
Atha
Shabdaka.
is Anantaram.
Akari.
One second. Savita Bhagini, call out one person. Okay, maybe Savita is busy. Bhavani.
I'm back, Bhagini. Sorry. Bhavani was there.
महोदय धन्यवादः
First 4
मम
words you do.
शङ्का गन्धं प्रति एव गन्धम् इत्युक्ते पूजा कर्तुं समये यदा वयं सेण्डल् पेस्ट् अथवा पौडर् सिन्दूर इत्यादयः अर्पयामः तदेव गन्धं न तु फ्रेग्रेन्स् इट्सेल्फ.
Correct, but Gandha in the dictionary it says a Pullinga, Gandhaha. So we are talking about whether it is Pullinga or Napumsakalinga.
पुल्लिङ्ग अपि द्वितीया विभक्ति गन्धं माल्ये.
No. Gandhaha cha or Gandham cha. So Gandhaha cha is what I have seen, but only in English book it is Gandham cha. It is sandal paste, definitely sandal. We cannot just give the fragrance. So sandal paste and the garland. But her doubt was, is it whether Gandhaha cha or Gandham cha? Because in English book it is given as Gandham and cha. But in every other book it has been given as Gandhaha cha. So we will take it as Gandhash cha now, but I'll just go through that original and get back to you.
धन्यवादः महोदय. तदेव मम शङ्का आसीत्.
करोति वा महोदय? प्रयत्न करोतु.
अथ is then at that time. अनन्तरम्
अव्ययम् अस्ति खलु?
अव्ययम्.
प्रजानां
is the प्रजा शब्दस्य आकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्ग प्रजा शब्द तस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति बहुवचनम्.
उत्तमम्. पर्यायपदं ददाति वा?
पर्यायपदं जनानां. धन्यवादः।
अधिपः न
अधिपः,
चत्वारि शब्दाः, 4 words. अधिपः,
ओके, अधिपः, अधिपः इत्युक्ते
sorry,
अकारान्त, अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग अधिपः शब्दः, प्रथमा एकवचनं,
पर्यायपद,
क्षम्यतां, न पर्यायपद राजा,
राजा,
राजा ईशः, प्रजासि, प्रजेशः अपि वक्तुं शक्नुमः।
ईशः, ईश्वरः।
ईशः।
प्रभाते,
प्रभाते, प्रभातम् अहं चिन्तयामि अकारान्त नपुंसकलिङ्ग, स्त्रीलिङ्ग वा
न नपुंसक, सम्यक् अस्ति,
नपुंसकलिङ्ग एकवचनं, न सप्तमी विभक्ति, सप्तमी विभक्ति एकवचनं।
बहु उत्तमं। पर्यायपद, प्रभाते इत्युक्ते प्रातःकाले,
रात्रि, यदा आम्,
प्रातःकाले वक्तुं शक्यते न?
प्रातःकाले, आम्, प्रातःकाले।
उत्तमं महोदय। नेक्स्ट् पर्सन,
रुक्मिणी राघवन।
आं मन्ये प्रभाते।
नेक्स्ट् 3 words you do.
ओके मा। जाया प्रतिग्राहित गन्धमाल्यां समस्तपदम् आकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्गं द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं
शब्द
इट्स समस्तपदं न இது வந்து जाया प्रतिग्राहित गन्धमाल्यां शब्दः itself ओके
माल्यां मान जाया प्रतिग्राहित गन्धमाल्या
माल्या शब्दः ओके फुल समस्त we have to tell and
आकारान्त जाया प्रतिग्राहित गन्धमाल्या स्त्रीलिङ्ग
शब्दः द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं वनाय वनाय अकारान्त नपुंसकलिङ्गः वनशब्दः चतुर्थी विभक्ति वनाय चतुर्थी विभक्ति एकवचनम्
उत्तमं
पीद प्रतिबद्ध वत्सां पीद प्रतिबद्ध वत्सां आकारान्त श्री प्रतिबद्ध वत्सां शब्दः श्रीलिङ्गः वत्सां द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं
वत्सा शब्द वत्सां न उत्तमं नेक्स्ट पर्सन
सत्यलक्ष्मी भगिनी
आं भगिनि यशोधनः यशोधनः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गशब्दं प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम्
अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग यशोधन शब्द
अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग यशोधन शब्द प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम्
धेनुं
धेनुं ऋषेः मुमोच धेनुः उकारान्त धेनु शब्द स्त्रीलिङ्गं धेनुः स्त्रीलिङ्गं धेनुं द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं
ऋषेः
ऋषेः ऋषेः ऋषि शब्दम् इकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग शब्दं ऋषेः అంటే षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनम्
उत्तमं मुमोच
मुमोच क्रियापदं
धातु
धातु मृच्लु धातु लिट् लकार प्रथम पुरुष एकवचनम्
उत्तमम् उत्तमं धन्यवादः भगिनी
धन्यवादः
so we understood all this so let's see the paryayapada atha nishayanand this see I told you it stopped at the night right they went to their tents and they were expecting the morning to happen so atha here means not just anantaram it is after the night or after at the daybreak okay prajanam jananam of the people adipaha ishwaraha or king prabhate pratah kale at sunrise jaya pratigrahita gandhamalyam patnya svikarite gandha malyancha yaya so Gandaha only, Bhagini, mostly. Everywhere it is Gandaha only. So Patnya Svikarite Gandaha Malyam Cha Yaya Tam Denum. We are talking about Tam Denu because we know it is applied to Denu. Otherwise, it is just a Strilinga. So who has made to be who has made to receive fragrance, that is sandal paste and garland by the wife. Sudakshina Svikarita Chandana Pushpa Malam. This Tadapi Samastapadam asti. It's just that it is made from the Paryaya Pada. Instead of Jaya, it says Sudakshina. Instead of Pratigrahita, it says Svikarite Chandana Pushpa Malam. So this is also a synonym Samastapada of Jaya Pratigrahita. So who has been made to accept garland and sandal paste, which was by the wife. It is a Strilinga. Vanaya, to the forest, to the woods. Aranye gantum. Aranyam gantum. Or aranye also. Aranyam gantum. Pita pratibadda yasyaha vatsaha kshiram pitaha sthambe baddha api tam denum. Panantara Baddha Vatsakam. This is also Samastapadam with the synonyms. So the cow whose calf has been had suckled and has been tied to the post. Yashodanaha Kirti Sampannaha Ati Yashasvi. Shekhar Madhaya. Yashodana ityukte Kirti Sampannaha who and Ati Yashasvi. Okay. He has a reputation or fame as his asset, as his dhanam, the glorious one. Okay. Yes. Nandinim ityukte the cow Nandini, Rushehe Munehe, Vasishtasya, of the Rishi Vasishta, Mumocha, Muktavan, Tyaktavan, Usrushtavan, all means released. That means he released the cow to the forest. So let's do we are slowly arriving at the Anvaya. So first we have done analyze the words. Now let's do Vakya Vishuddhi. What does that mean? We will group everything under Kriya Padam, Pratama Vibhakti and all. I hope you have the words with you. I hope you have the textbooks with you. Just go through the shloka and tell me which is the Kriya Padam here.
Mumocha.
Mumocha. Pratama Vibhakti. Vibhaktau Padaha Santi va? Pratama Vibhaktau. Vadatu.
Yashodanaha Prajanam Adhipaha.
Prajanam Adipaha Ekapadam na. It's not one word. Pradanam Adipaha. Right? So just Adipaha.
Adipaha.
Prajanam Adipaha, there are two words, Bhagini. Prajanam Adipaha. So just Adipaha is Pratama. So any other words? Pratama?
Yashodanaha.
Adipaha Yashodanaha Pratama Vibhakti. Dvitiya asti va?
Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam Pita Pratibadha Vatsam. Dhenum.
All are in Dvitiya. Tritiya asti va?
Nasti. Tritiya nasti bhagini.
Nasti. Chaturthi asti va?
Vanaya.
Uttama. Panchami?
Nasti.
Shashti?
Rushehe.
And one more thing you said, Prajanam Adipaha. What was the first word?
Prajanam also.
Prajanam. Shashti Vibhakti Bahuvachana. Hello, Prajanam. Next, Saptami asti va?
Saptami Prabhate. Saptami.
Uttam. Avyayam asti va?
Atha.
So now what we have done, we have grouped everything under those vibhaktis. What do we do next? Akanksha Ritya Anvayaha. Okay. First, what do we do? Kriya Padam, right? What is a Kriya Padam?
Mumocha.
And we are taking Atha because it is used here with the time. So we just put that first. Atha. Kriya Padam Mumocha ityukte vimuktavan. So first question is what?
Kaha Mumocha.
Uttamam. Kah mumocha? Answer is what?
Adipaha.
Adipaha.
Let's come to the Pratama Vibhakti. See. Adipaha. Correct. Then?
Kidrishaha Adipaha.
1 second. Adipaha. You also told something before Adipaha. What?
Kasam.
Uttama. Why Kasam, Bhagini? Whoever answered. Why Kasam?
Because of Prajanam.
Because of Prajanam.
I said why? Why Kasam? Why did you say Kasam?
Praja Strilingam.
षष्ठी बहुवचनम.
No, Strilingam. So that is why Kesham, you are so used to it. So Praja is a Strilinga, that's why you are using Kasam. Shashti Vibhakti Bahuvachana Strilinga Kasam. So Kasam Adipaha Prajanam. Next. Aparamapi Shabdaha Asti Yashodanaha.
Kidrishaha Adipaha.
Kidrishaha Adipaha Yashodanaha. Uttama. So we finished for Pratama. Next.
Kam
Karta over Karma. Karma pada is what?
Dhenum.
So how do you say?
Kam mumocha.
Kam, because Strilinga. Kam mumocha Dhenum. Now Dhenu has many.
Kidrisha Dhenum.
Whose Dhenum?
Kidrisham Dhenum. No, correct.
Kidrushim.
Correct. Who's Dhenu? Because Dhenu belongs to somebody. Rishehe.
Rishehe.
Kidrushim Dhenum.
Kidrushim Dhenum.
Yes.
Jaya
Pradigrahita Kantamalyam.
Correct. Next.
Punah
One more.
Punah Kidrushim Dhenum.
Correct.
Pradibattavatsam.
Pita Pratibattavatsam. Uttamam. Next.
Punah Kidrushim.
All these are over. No. Only one thing is left.
Kasmai
Mumocha.
Correct. Where?
Vanaya Chaturthi.
Prabhate
Sashti.
Prabhate
Kalavachakam.
Kadamumocha Prabhate. Uttamam. So
Prabhate is a Kalavachakam. Kalavachakam Prashnam Kata. Right? Kadam, right?
Correct. So Kadamumocha Prabhate. Here Kasmai Mumocha or Kutra also, because it is telling where. Okay. Kutra Mumocha Vanaya or Kasmai is also right. So now we will do Anvaya. It will be Atha Prabhate Prajana Madipaha Yashodanaha. All these is Dilipaha. Prajana Madipaha Yashod. Mute Bhavantu Sarve. All these are talking about Dilipaha. Atha Prabhate is telling about the time. Pita Pratibattavatsam Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam Rushehe Dhenum. They're all talking about Nandini. Vanaya Mumocha. It is as simple as saying Prabhate Dilipaha Nandinim Vanaya Mumocha. But we have adjectives, so it becomes all this. Atha Prabhate Prajanam Adipaha Yashodanaha Pita Pratibaddavatsam Jaya Pratigrahita Gandhamalyam Rishehe Dhenum Vanaya Mumocha. You understood now, no? The meaning? In the morning, the people of the king of the people, a famous Dilipaha, he said, Rishe, Vasishta's Dhenu, that is Nandini, whose calf had the milk and had been tied, and who was made to accept Gandha and Malya from the wife to the forest for grazing. This is Alankara. Anybody did? I mean, Chandas.
Yeah, I did.
Mani. Krishna Asti. In Anvaya Rachana in the book, I think he eliminated that Prabhate. Kada, that is not there. Prabhate is not given in the book Anvaya Rachana.
The books much, Bhagini. Okay, if it is there, just put it back.
They're on the second page. They're on the next page.
It is at the back.
Next page. It's in the next. Yeah, 14, page 14 is there in English book. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, on English, in English book. And I have one doubt. I saw Gandha in Samsadhani. It is Pullinga. And in Sanskrit Abhyas, it is Pullinga as well as Napusaklinga, Gandham.
Okay, maybe it has both the forms, but here it is Pullinga.
Pullinga.
Okay.
Dhanyavad.
Okay, so Gandhascha Malyam cha. Malyam cha. Gandhascha Malyam cha. If you are asked about
Kasmai ityukte where no madam? We know where. Where? Kasmai ityukte where no? Where?
Kasmai we are using here because it is in Chaturthi, okay? Vanaya. Where is Kutra? So both can be used. If you go as per the Vibhakti, you can use Kasmai. Or if you are, if you since you know it is to the forest, that is location, you can use Kutra.
Okay, okay. Dhanyavad.
Two minor corrections. That mamocha in the last two sentences it is mamocha. It should be mumocha.
Where is it?
Okay. Kasmai kutra mamocha. It should be mumocha. In the last one also.
Correct. Anything else?
Kidrushim Anuswara.
Correct. Anuswara. Thank you. And Kidrushim, right?
Instead of Kasmai, can we ask Kimartham? Kimartham Mumocha?
No, it is not to. It is to the forest. So Kutra is better. Why he? I mean, it makes sense. Why did he do for grazing? But it is not for grazing. It is not for the forest. So it is to the forest.
And one more, Prajanam Adipaha Prabhate, can it be Upadmaniya, Visarga Upadmaniya, Sandhi?
Yes. Pratna, what is the shloka?
Prajanam Adipaha Prabhate.
Yeah, it is. Adipah Prabhate. Yes, it is.
They confirm, Mata. In the book, it is written Kasmai Mumocha. But we have
Kasmai, I have written
right?
here Kasmai. Mahodaya, Kasmai also I have written. Kutra is also okay. I'm just giving you an option. Okay, so Anvaya, now you hope you understood. So as soon as you now read the shloka, you should be able to understand the entire meaning. So once you see this word Pita Pratibadda Vatsam, you should be able to relate the entire shloka. So don't at the time of exam also one word if you see, you should be able to remember the entire shloka's meaning. So please go through it again and again, then it will be very easy for you. So has anybody looked into Chandas?
Yes, Pani, I have. महोदय तत्र उपजाति वृत्त अस्ति तत्र प्रथम श्लोकस्य प्रथमपादम् उपेन्द्रवज्रा अस्ति तत्र द्वितीय इन्द्रवज्रा अस्ति तत्र तृतीय उपेन्द्रवज्रा अस्ति चतुर्थ अपि उपेन्द्रवज्रा अस्ति.
So I will not be doing this Alankara in class, but I would have done, I have given you the slide. If you have not done it, don't look at this, try it. So first one is Upendra, second is Indra. Indra I'll be putting in red. And third and fourth are again Upendra. So since it is a mix of Indra and Upendra, it is Upajati. So this will be an exercise for you.
How this there it has come by any Guru?
Where?
This Atta starting Lagu only know how Guru has come.
Tell me, who is this?
Sayuktakshar asti khalu pra. But that is different word, no, like it's not joined.
Who is asking what is her name?
Vanita Bhagini.
Vadatu Bhagini, you do the.
Yeah, I had a doubt there. That's why I did it.
Tell me, I'll get it from you only. What is this?
Pra, because pra is there, Samyuktaksharam. But this praja is different, no? It is not together, no?
No. Even if it is not together, it's fine. Unless it is from one pada to another pada also, then it is fine. Okay, and one pada to another pada also there is a different rule. I don't want to go into that. So as long as it is one whole pada, no, they are all together. That's why we are assigning and grouping them together, no. We are not cutting it off here, right? We are cutting it off as 3. So we are taking it as an entire sentence.
Okay. Now I understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So Tatparyam, can somebody read this?
Can it be Vrutyanuprasah because of pra ta gha vyanjanam avruti bhavati?
Yeah. Alankara you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, I do not mention the Shabdalankara. There will be many Shabdalankaras. Yeah, tell me. If anybody has done that, tell me. Yeah, what was that?
Pra, ta and dha.
Repeats, yes.
Vyanjananam avruti bhavati. Ataha Vrutyanuprasah asti va?
Definitely correct. Prajanam prabhate jaya pratigrahita pita pratibadhavan. Yes. Pra is repeating. Okay. And Tatparyam, can somebody read this?
Can I
Say
read?
Bhagini, read. No, the Bhagini who asked about Alankara. Read that.
Yes, Svani.
On the sunrise, that glorious King Dilipa, lord of the people, who valued his fame as treasure, rich in fame, released sage Vasishtha's cow Nandini, who has been made to accept the sandal paste and garlands by his wife Queen Sudakshina, and whose calf had her milk and was tied to a post. He released her to pasture in the woods.
Yeah. And this had is not repetition. Whose calf had her milk.
Okay. Yes. Whose calf had her milk.
Okay. Thank you, Bhagini. I hope everything is clear in this. Anybody has any doubts? Ask now. We have arrived at the Anvaya. We know the Tatparyam. Samskrita Tatparyam, you try to write in your own words. If you have understood everything properly, you'll be able to write it in your simple sentences. Otherwise, refer to textbook. Samskrita Tatparyam is given. But in your exam, you will definitely be asked to write in Sanskrit everything. So that is why I have given you, once I told you in Kannada, once I've told you in English and Sanskrit also, so that you understand it completely. Okay, so then if you understand it completely, you will be able to make up your own simple sentences in Sanskrit. Okay, this Tatparyam I've given in, I've actually taken it from website because I liked it very much, and the English is also very good. So this is for understanding. Once this registers in your mind, you start writing in your own simple sentences in Sanskrit. Okay? Any questions? No chet agre sarama. Next shloka asti tasyaah kuranyasa pavitra pamsum apamsulanam dhurikirtaniya margam muneshwari dharmapatti श्रुतेरिवार्थं स्मृतिरन्वगच्छत्. Okay, what does this mean? Tasyaha, now what has happened? She has done the puja. Sudakshina has done the puja, and she has Dilipa has now set her free, and the calf is also satisfied. Everybody is happy. She has done the puja. Dilipa is going to let her free, and he's going to follow her. So ashramada sutta swalpa dura ashramಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿತು. ಅದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಡು. ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ? ಸೇವೆ, ನಂದಿನಿಯನ್ನ ಪೂಜಿಸಿ ಕಳುಹಿಸಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅವಳ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಏನು? ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮರಳಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಪೂಜಿಸಿ ಬರಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣೆಯ ಸೇವಾ ಕಥಂ ಕರಣೀಯ? ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣೆಯ ನಂದಿನ್ಯಾ ಪೂಜಾಂ ಕೃತ್ವ ಪ್ರೇಷಿತವ್ಯಂ, ವನಂ ಪ್ರತಿ ಪ್ರೇಷಿತವ್ಯಂ, ಅಪಿ ಚ ಪೂಜಾಂ ಕುರ್ವಂತಿ धेनुं स्वागतमपि कर्तव्यं kada धेनोः पुनरागमन समये. So Sudakshina, what is the role of Sudakshina? She has to do the puja when Dhenu is going, and while coming back also she has to do the puja and welcome her back. And while the Nandini is there inside the ashram, Sudakshina should also take care of her. That is her seva. Sudakshine ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯದವಳಲ್ಲ. ಅವಳು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಅಂತ ಇಂತ ಹೆಂಗಸಲ್ಲ. ಅವಳು ಉತ್ತಮ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಸಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳು ಮೊದಲನೇವಳು. ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಮಹಿಳಾ. ಅವಳು ಆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರ ಸಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಲ್ಪಡಬೇಕಾದ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ. ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ನಾ. स्त्रीणाम् इत्युक्ते तस्यां दोषाः न सन्ति. तां स्त्रीणां if you consider them, Adau Sudakshina Bhavatyeva. So Sudakshina is not an ordinary lady. If you consider all females who are very, what they say is Apam Sulanam Atra Doshaha Na Santiti. What they say is they are so vowed to their marriage customs, or they are not even in their dreams, they're not even thinking of breaking the marriage vows. They are that pavitra, they are free from taints. Okay, if you consider those three, then Sudakshana is probably the first. She is to be considered first. She is not an ordinary lady. And apicha Nandini kuda samanyadavala alla, samanya govala. See, first of all, govu itself, govugale pujya. ಆ ಗೋವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ನಂದಿನಿ. ನಂದಿನಿ ಅಪಿ ಸಾಧಾರಣಾ ನ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ನ. ಗಾವಃ ಪೂಜ್ಯಾಃ एव खलु. गावानां ನಂದಿನಿ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠತಮಾ. She is the pure, I mean, she is the most divine god, cow. So see, what we are talking about, two people here. Sudakshina, who is also not an ordinary, and she needs to be in the topper of when you consider the chaste women. Same way, Nandini is also not an ordinary cow. She is born to Kamadhenu, and that is why she is also very, very pavitra. So he is talking about two very great people. So what's happening? Nandini, she is very great. So Nandini kalitta kade ellavu punitavaguttade. ಅಷ್ಟು ಪವಿತ್ರ ಅವಳು. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ನಂದಿನಿ ಕಾಲಿಟ್ಟ ಮಾರ್ಗದ ಧೂಳು ಕೂಡ ಪವಿತ್ರಗೊಂಡಿತು. ಅಂತ ಮಾರ್ಗವನ್ನು ಪವಿತ್ರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಹೊರಟ ನಂದಿನಿಯನ್ನು ಸುದಕ್ಷಿಣೆ ಹಿಂಬಾಲಿಸುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ನಂದಿನಿ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಏವ ಖಲು. ಪವಿತ್ರದೇನುಃ ತಸ್ಯ ಪಾದಸ್ಪರ್ಶೇಣ ಮಾರ್ಗಸ್ಯ ಧೂಲಿಃ अपि पवित्रा अभवत्. सा सादृशी तस्य पादैः मार्गं पवित्रां कृत्वा गच्छन्ती धेनुं नन्दिनीं सुदक्षिणा अनुसृतवती. So Nandini is great, and Sudakshina is also great. Nandini is so pure and sacred that she makes whatever is surrounding her that also becomes very. So as she is walking, her hooves are touching, right? Her hooves are touching the ground. The dust on the ground is sanctified because of the placement of her hooves. So she is that pavitra, and the road or the marga that she is walking in, that the dhulu, the dust that has been sanctified, and on that same marga, Sudakshina is following her. So now he gives an upama. How is she following? Yatha shrutihi shrutehe artham smrutihi anusarati. Shrutiyannu hege smruti anusarisuttado aa reeti. Andre enu? What does it mean? See, we all know what shruti is. Shruti is something which is heard. Veda, it means Vedas. Because there was nothing to be written. It was all passed on through speech only. It was chanted and passed on to generations. So that is considered a revelation. It is because of a divine guidance. We think Veda is the divine, got through divine guidance, right? So that is the ultimate thing. Smriti is a recollection of that based on memory. So that was also passed on. It kind of interprets or elaborates Shruti only. Smriti interprets Shruti. It explains Shruti. So it is a derivative. It is a secondary work, right? Shruti comes first. Veda is first, and then Smriti follows it. And Smriti is following. It cannot deviate from Shruti. It only has to follow it. So it only follows Shruti. Shruti mane Manusmriti, Yagyavalkya Shruti, and all that. Parashara Smriti and all that are there, with which it is Dharma Shastra. They're all considered Dharma Shastra. Those Shruti will only, those Smritis, all this Manusmriti and all will only follow Shruti. So Shruti is ultimate. I think we had come across one what is that? Sukti. Dharmam jignasamananam pramana paramam shruti or something like that. So that means whoever wants to know dharma, for them the authenticity is parama. Best authentic thing is shruti, right? Veda. So Veda is ultimate. So Smruti only follows Veda. So just like how Smruti follows Veda, so Veda is ultimate. We consider Veda sacred. So here also Veda is being compared to Nandini is being compared to Veda. So Nandini, Smruti is also equally good. So Smruti is following Shruti. Sudakshana is also equally good. Sudakshana is following Nandini. So that is being told in this shloka. So let's go to the shloka. Samasaha Sandhihi. Anybody wants to try? Try. Is anyone have it? Nobody has done?
I will tell. I am ready, Bhagini.
What is it? I'm sorry, I didn't know if you have raised your hand.
Okay. Okay. Tasyaha kuranyasa pavitra pamsum. Tasyaha visarga sandhi vikalpena agachati.
Visarga sandhi va.
Okay, okay.
Strilingam Sashti Vibhakti.
Sandhi nasti kalu?
Sandhi nasti. Okay, okay. Next. Kuranyasa pavitra pamsum apam sulanam. Anuswara sandhi. Nili. Is it okay?
How is it in textbook? Anuswara sandhi is there is a vowel here. How is it Anuswara? There is a vowel here, so it is ma. Anuswara is only if it is a Vyanjana, then it goes up and becomes Anuswara.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so no sandhi. Apamsuna. Now explain. Kuranyasa pavitra pamsum. Samasta padam asti na? Break that up.
Kuranam nyasaha.
Kuranam
nyasaha.
Natvam bhavati. Kuranam nyasaha.
Next one is kuranyasaihi pavitraha. Tritiya tatpurush samasaha.
Oh, I hope you have understood. Anyway.
Okay. Next, kuranyasa pavitra pamsum. Apam sulanam durihi.
No. Bahuvrihi you didn't say.
No, I am telling about the sandhi now. If you want,
let's finish one word. Let's finish the whole word and go. Yeah.
Okay. Kuranyasa pavitraha pamsavaha yasya saha. Kuranyasa pavitra pamsuhu bahuvrihi.
When which vibhakti is it in?
Vibhakti.
Kuranyasa pamsu pavitra pamsuhu.
That is Dvitiya vibhakti.
So it is Kuranyasa pavitra pamsuhu tam.
Tam, yes. Tam.
Okay. So please, even in the exam, break it up like that. Kuranyasa pavitra pamsuhu tam. That is how it has to be broken up. Okay. Next.
Apam sulanam duri. That is anuswara sandhi agachati bagini. Okay. Next one duri kirtaniya.
We will progress word by word. Otherwise, coming back and forth will be tough. So break this apam sulanam.
Apam sulanam, that is Shashti vibhakti bahuvachanam.
No. Samasta padam asti. Ka samasa asti atta. Apam sulanam. Apam sulanam. Is samasa over or no?
Bhagini.
So apam sulanam ityukte?
Na pam sulanam.
Na pam sula. Na pam sulanam na. Na pam sula.
Na pam sula. Tasam.
Okay. So don't break. No, don't say na pamsulanam. Please always say na pamsula tasam.
Na pamsula tam.
Tasam.
Tasam. Yes. Pamsula is Sri-lingam. Okay.
6 comma 3 is tasam. Okay. Next. Dhuri.
Dhuri kirtan.
Madam, tasam kyon tam only no, madam. Dvidiya vibhakti only no.
Apam Sulana.
No. Shashti vibhakti. Bahuvachanam.
Apam Sula is a word. Apam Sulanam is Shashti Vibhakti Tritiya. The word is like Rama, Ramanam. Apam Sula is a word. Apam Sulanam is 6,3. I'll tell you. Next I'll tell you. Okay?
Okay.
It is Apam Sulana is not the word, Bhagini. Apam Sula is a word. Apam Sula like Rama. Ramanam. Apam Sulanam. Okay? Okay. Duri Kirtaniya, nothing much.
Duri Kirtaniya, Sandhi Nasti Bhagini.
Margam.
Repantaha, Dur Shabdaha, Strilingaha, Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Duri.
No, don't tell that. We are only looking at Sandhi and Samasa.
Sandhi only. Okay. Margam Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. That is also Anuswara Sandhi Bhagini.
Correct.
Okay.
Next.
Next.
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. Break this.
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. Manushyanam Ishwaraha Sati Tatpurush Samasaha.
Correct. Manusheshwara becomes Manusheshwaraha. Then Atra Sandhi asti.
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni.
Guna Sandhi dane teacher.
Manusha Ishwaraha Manusheshwaraha.
Okay, Guna Sandhi. And then Dharmapatni. Next Manusheshwara Dharmapatni Shrude Rivartam.
Dharmapatni api samasta padam. Dharmasya patni Dharmapatni.
Sati Tatpurush Samasaha. Okay.
Next.
Dharmapatni Rivartam. Shrutehi Rivartam Visargasya Repaha.
Split karatu.
Shrutehe Iva Artam.
Shrutehe Iva Shrute Riva Visargasya Refa. Next. Iva Artam. Sandhi.
Savarna Dirgha Sandhi.
Next.
Shrutehi Rivartam Smriti Ranva Gachat. That is Anuswara Sandhi. Agachati there. Okay. And then Smriti Ranva Gachat. Smritihi Anva Gachat. That is also Visargasya Repaha.
Atra Aparamapi Sandhi.
Anunasikanti Sandhi.
Kutra Anunasika.
Anva Gachat is coming.
Anva Gachat. Correct, but Sandhi is wrong. Anva Gachat Sandhi asti. Right.
Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, what is that?
No.
Yan Sandhi.
Anu plus Agachat.
Okay.
2 plus A becomes Va. Anva Gachat.
Okay.
Uttama.
There Visargasya Refa there no.
Yeah, she told. Shruti Anvaga. She told Visargasya Refa.
Bhagini, this Dharma Patni is Dharmasya Patni or Dharma Patni? Dharmasya Patni.
Yeah, I will tell you. So, Kuranyasa Pavitra Pamsum. Kuranyasa Pavitra. Mute. Padmavati, yes, mute Bhavatu. Krishna Priya, please mute after you have answered, okay? Kuranyasa Pavitra Pamsum. Kuranyasa Pavitra Pamsum. Break it up like this. Kura means hoof. The horses, everybody, the animals have hoofs, right? Those. Nyasa means placing of it. Okay, placement. We saw that Vinyasa in Chandas, the placement of Ganas, right? Nyasa is placement. Pavitra Pamsum. So we will see what it is. Puyante ebihi iti pavitra. This is a vyutpatti of pavitra. Don't worry, it is just for information. Kuranam nyasaha, kuranyasaha. Shashti vibhakti, placement of the hooves. Kuranyasaihi pavitraha. Kuranyasaihi, because everything is the bahuvachna, we will write everything in bahuvachna because there are placement of hooves are many. So Kuranyasaihi pavitraha, kuranyasa pavitraha. Tritiya tatpurusha, sanctified by the or made holy by the placement of the hooves. Placement of the hooves, sanctified by the placement of the hooves. So all this is there. Now we have to talk about whose hooves have made all this sanctified. So kuranyasa pavitraha pamsavaha yasya saha. Pamsu is dulu. Dhuli or dhulu antivala kannadalli dhulihi dhulu, dust. So the street has a dust. So that dust has been sanctified by the placement of the hooves. Now why is it saha here? Because this is a visheshanam for margaha. Okay, marga, the road whose dust has been sanctified by the placement of the hooves. So that is why it is yasya saha. Kuranyasa pavitraha pamsavaha yasya saha. Kuranyasa pavitra pamsuhu tam. This is bahuvrihi. Okay. Next, apamsulanam. Na pamsula. Pamsula. Pamsu is dulu. Pamsula is pamsavaha. Pamsu is like guru, guravaha, right? So pamsavaha or doshaha. It means doshaha. Pamsavaha doshaha va asam santi iti pamsula. So this is a taddita. So one, she in whom are faults. That means somebody who is having faults in the strilinga. So pamsula iti strilinga, iti pamsulaha. That means bahuvachana. So they in whom there are faults are called pamsula. But we are now taking a pamsula. That means she is somebody who has no faults. So that is naitat purusha. Na pamsulaha, apamsula. So apamsula is the word. Na pamsula is apamsula. That means she in whom there is no faults. Tasam. Shashti Tatpurusha. So, Nai Tatpurusha. Apamsulanam. So, if you consider all the ladies in whom there are no faults, among those faultless ladies also Sudakshana is a topper. So, Apamsulanam Dhurikirtaniya, it says. Okay, this is Nai Tatpurusha, and Pamsula itself is a Taddita. It's Lach Pratyaya. I don't think you've studied. So, Taddita, which is a Lach Pratyaya. Pamsavaha Asam Santi iti Pamsulaha. Next, Manusheshwara Dharma Patni, Manusheshwara Dharma Patni. Manushyanam Ishwaraha Manusheshwaraha, Atra Shashti Tatpurushaha, and Manusha Ishwaraha is Guna Sandhi. Dharmasya Patni, Dharma Patni. As Mahodaya asked, it is Dharmaya Patni because she is a Patni for the Dharma, to carry out all the Dharma Kriyas along with the Raja. Only she is entitled to do all the Dharma Karyas with the Raja. So it can be Dharmaya Chaturtyartaha Asti. Artaha tu Chaturtyartaha Asti. Lekin in the Bhashya he says, Vallinatha says, Dharmasya Patni, Dharma Patni, Shashti Tarpurusha. Manusheshwara.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption. See, normally this Dharmacharini Patni, Madhyama Pada Lobi is Dharma Patni, no? General.
I don't know, Mahadaya. I have heard of only Dharmasya Patni or Dharmaya Patni. Correct is Dharmaya, for Dharma it is. But here specifically he says Dharmasya Patni. I am not sure about Dharma.
Yeah.
I can check, but
yeah. Thank you. Dhanyavadaha.
Manusheshwarasya Dharma Patni, Manusheshwara Dharma Patni, Shashti Tatpurusha. So all these things are for Manusheshwara Dharma Patni, Manushyanam Ishwaraha, and Dharmasya Patni. Club those two, Manusheshwarasya Dharma Patni. Next, Kirtaniya is a Aniyar Pratyaya of Krit Shabda. Kirtaitum Yogyaha Kirtaniya. To be celebrated or named or mentioned. So it is to be, she is to be considered top. Dhuri Kirtaniya, Dhuri is first. So she is to be mentioned at the top of what? Apamsulanam, of all the people who have no faults in them. Then Margam, Margete, Anvishyate, Anena iti Margaha tam. Okay, Margete, this is again with Vyutpatti, how it came. So Margam Manusheshwara, Anuswara Sandhi. Shrutehe is Shruyate Dharmaha Anayeti Shruti. Shrutihi Tasyaha Shrutehe. What is Shruti is just Shruyate Dharmaha Anayeti. Shruteheva Shruteriya Visargasya Refah Shruteriva Artham Vispided Smrutihi Anvagachat Smrutir Anvagachat Visargasya Refah Anu plus Agachat Anvagachat Yensandi. So hope everything is covered and hope everything is understood. Any doubts? Ask. Noche Pada Vicheda Kurmaha. It will be Tasyaha Kuranyasa Pavitra Pansum Apamsulanam Dhurikirtaniya Margam Manusheshwara Dharmapatni Shrutehe Artham Smrutihi Anvagachat. So Kuranyasa Pavitra Pamsum Margam, these two are together. Apamsulanam Dhurikirtaniya Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. They are all mentioning Sudakshina. Tasyaha, that is Nandinyaha, Margam, Anvagachat. She followed. How? Shrutehe Artham Smrutihi Iva. We will understand it further when we do it. Okay. Who wants to try? Anybody wants to try the Vyakarnamsha, telling which pada is what? Tasyaha. Nobody wants to? Anybody is
Dakaranta.
Rukmani.
Rukmani Raghavan. Yeah. Tasyaha Vyakarana Vishayam only eva.
Kim Shabdaha Antaha Artha.
Okay. Tasyaha Tad Shabdaha Striling Tad Shabdaha Strilingaha Sashti Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Tasyaha. Okay.
Say like this. Bhagini say Dakaranta Strilinga Tad Shabda Shashti Vibhakti Ekavachana.
Okay. Tadanta Strilinga Tad Shabdaha Pradama Shashti Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Okay. What Tasyaha means? Whose is in this context? Whose is it?
Tasyaha Sudak Tad Shabdaha Strilinga Sudakshina. No. Nandinyaha.
Nandinyaha Vadino.
Okay. Nandinyaha. Kuranyasa Pavitramsum. Kuranyasa Pavitramsum Mukarantaha Pullingaha Kuranyasa Pavitramsu Shabdaha Pamsum Vidya Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Uttamam.
Okay. Apamsulanam Akarantaha Srilingaha Apamsula Shabdaha Apamsulatya Sashti Vibhakti Bahuvachanam.
Uttam. Dhuri.
Dhuri Dhuri with the Repantakana Dur Shabdaka Srilingaha Saptami Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Uttamam. Next person, please. Uttamam Bhagini. Next.
Dhanyavadaka.
Anybody else wants to try? Padmavati, yes. Padmavati, yes. You have your hand raised. Padmavati, yes. No, she's brought it down.
Mahalakshmi.
Vadatu. Kirtaniya.
Kirtaniya. Kirtaniya is akarantaha. Strilinga shabda. Kirtaniya shabda. Pradama vibhakti ekavachanam. Margam iti akarantaha marga shabda pullinga margam dvivachanam dvitiya vibhakti ekavachanam. Dvitiya vibhakti margam
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni.
Dharmapatni ikaranta shabda Manusheshwara Dharmapatni shabda Patni is Strilinga Pradama Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Shrutehe.
Shruti is the shabda ikaranta shabda Shruti Strilinga Shashti Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Anybody else wants to try? Who wants to try? Hina Mehta.
Bhagini. Eva. श्रुतेः इव अवयव अनन्तरम् अर्थम् द्वितीया पुल्लिङ्ग अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनम् स्मृतिः इकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम्
लिङ्गलिङ्ग
स्त्रीलिङ्गम्
उत्तमम्
अन्वगच्छत् सो अनु उपसर्ग अगच्छत भूतकाले क्रियापदः
लङ्लकार
लङ्लकार आम् सो
पुरुष वचन धातु
किं गच्छ इति गच्छ गम धातु प्रथम भूतकालः प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनः
उत्तमम्
लङ्लकारम् अनुयोग अगच्छत्
उत्तमं म्यूट् भवन्तु सर्वे सो तस्याः we know all this all are correct धेनोः नन्दिन्याः नन्दिनीस् कुरन्यास पवित्र पांसुं so this is a visheshana for margam so कुरन्यास पवित्र पांसु शब्दः कुराणां should be कुराणां स्थापनेन यस्य धूलयः पवित्राः तम् शफनिक्षेपपूत रजः कणम. This is again the Samastapada using the synonyms. Whose dust was made sacred or hallowed by the placement or the prints of the cow's hooves. So we are talking about the marga. So this is the Visheshana for the marga. Apansulanam. Apansula Shabda 6,3. Kalankarahitam. Kalankarahitanam. Of the people among the immaculate or the chaste ladies. Pativratanam, Swairinaya. So all these are the same synonyms. Dhuri, dhur, saptami vibhakti, agre, atop. In the lead or in the forefront. So dhuri shabda is like dhuhu, dhurau, dhurama vibhakti line. In saptami it goes like dhuri, dhuroho, dhurshu. So I think this is like gir shabda, strilinga. Kirtaniya is parigananiya, prashamsaniya, to be eulogized or ranked. So she needs to be ranked atop of among all the immaculate ladies. Who? Sudakshina. Margam, akaranta pullinga marga shabda, panthanam, gamana margam. So margam, whose dust was made sacred by the placement of the hooves. What is about this margam? She followed. Sudakshina followed the same path as that of Nandini. That marga, that path which was sanctified. And what kind of Sudakshina? She who needs to be at the top among the immaculate ladies. So Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. Again, Sudakshina's adjective is Manusheshwara Patni Narapatehe Bharya. Oh, 1 second. It is Ikaranta Strilinga. There's a mistake here. I'll correct these two and send. Ikaranta Strilinga. Narapatehe Bharya. Dilipakanta Sudakshina. An appropriate one to bear the proper progeny of the king of the people. So Manushya Dharmapatni. Why? Because he's mentioned Dharmapatni. Because the Dharmapatni is a one who is to be participating along with the king for all the dharma karyas and whose child will be the future king. So that is why the usage of Dharmapatni, because she is able to bear the child of the king. So Shrute means we know Veda. Shrutehe Vedasya Shruti Vakyasya, of what is traditionally listened, scriptures and Vedic words. Yatha, Iva is Yatha, similar to. Artham is Abhidheyam, the meaning. Smrutihi. So Manmadi Smrutihi, Manu and Adi, like Yagnavalkya, Parashara and all that. Yata Smrutihi, Shrutibihi Nirdishtam Arthameva Anusarati Tatha. Like how Smruti text follows the Vedic rules or principles. This is man-made Smruti, and this Veda we think it is a divine revelation. So man-made Smruti will always follow Shruti. So exactly in a similar way, Sudakshina followed Nandini, followed Anvagachat Anusritavati. So Manusheshwara Patni, the king, the Patni or the beloved of the king, and Durikirtaniya Apamsulana, the one who needs to be considered atop among all the immaculate ladies. Such a Sudakshina followed the marga, followed the path, whose dust was sanctified by the placement of the hoofs of Nandini. She followed just like how Smruti always follows Shruti's meaning. I hope it's clear. Any doubts you have, you may ask. No? No, Chet? Agree, Gachamaha. So, Vakya Vishlešanam, we will put all.
One sec, Nalina Bhagini. Mahalakshmi Bhagini, you have any doubt? Just raise the hand.
Sorry, ma'am, it is not.
Now, maybe it was for that answering. Okay. So, Vakya Vishlešanam Kurmaha. Kriyapadam Kim? Kriyapadaha. Tell me about
Anvagachat.
Pratama vibhaktau padaha santi va. Pratama vibhaktau.
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni.
Dharmeshwara, yes. Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. One. Yes, next.
Kirtaniya.
Kirtaniya. Correct. Next.
Smriti Shabda.
Correct. Smriti is also Pratama Vibhakti. Uttamam. Dvitiya Vibhaktau.
Margam.
Visheshana. Tasya Visheshana.
Kuranyasa Pansum is there.
Correct.
Kuranyasa Pansum.
Pavitra Pansum. Margam.
Pansum is also there.
And one more. Margam. Artham. Correct. Smriti Artham. Correct.
Artham is there.
Vedasya Arthavannu. That is Karma Pada. So it is Vidya. Correct. Artham. Next. Tritiya asti va?
Nasti.
Chaturthi asti va?
Nasti.
Chaturthi nasti. Panchami nasti. Tashti asti.
Panchami asti. Panchami nasti.
Panchami nasti. Tashti asti.
Tashti asti.
Tasyaha. Correct. Next.
Apam salam.
That is also Tashti.
Correct. Next.
Then Shrutehe. That is also Tashti.
Uttamam. Shashti Vibhakti. Apam sulanam tasyaha shrutehe. Saptami.
Saptami is there. Duri.
Uttamam. Duri. Next. Avyayam.
Iva.
Now let's do Akankshariti Anvaya. Kriyapadam asti Anvagachat. Ityukte Anusrutavati. Followed. First question.
Kaha.
Anvagachat.
Kaha. Because we are talking about Sudakshina. Ka Anvagachat. Answer is what?
Manusheshwara
Dharmapatni.
Uttamam. Next.
Kidrushi
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. There is one more word, Kirtaniya, which is also referring to her only. So it's an adjective. So Kidrushi.
Manusheshwara Dharmapatni. Kirtaniya.
Kam.
Kutra. Kutra you can write now also, later also. Yeah. Kutra Anvagachat.
Kirtaniya.
Duri Kirtaniya.
Kutra has to come here because Kirtaniya, she is to be considered. Where is to be? She is to be considered Duri at the top. Kutra Kirtaniya, Duri Kirtaniya. Correct. And at the top of what?
Kasam.
Why Kasam?
Strilingam.
Duri. Duri nahi. Apamsulana
is in Strilingam.
So Kasam is Apamsulana. Correct. Uttamam. Next we got for Karta we found out. We have to find Karma.
Now Karma Patam. Margam.
Question. Uttamam. Kam Anvagachat, Margam Anvagachat. Now there is a Visheshana for Margam.
Kidrusham.
कस्याः मार्गम् आगच्छति किल
Yeah, now again, Tasyaha again. So that is again her Nandini Margam only. Yeah.
Tasyaha.
Tasyaha Margam. Correct.
Next.
Margam is there for Kuranyasa Pavitra Pamsum and Tasyaha. That is the same path which has the dust which is sanctified, and it is Nandini's path. Okay. Next. Last.
Shrutehe.
See, now what happens is, yeah, we got everything. Yeah, 1 second. Mute, thank you. We got everything, but then that is being compared to something else. She followed, like, and he tells. So entire thing you can take it and say how did she follow, because there is something like Eva there, right? So that Eva you can take it as a whole sentence. So you say Katam Anvagachat, you can say Shrutehe Artah Smritihi Eva. You can put everything there. That is how she was following, because you can't break this and say Kim Eva. You can, but then it is not necessary. You can just say Katam Anvagachat. You can put the entire thing and say Shrutehe Artah Smritihi Eva. Okay, so we have covered all the words. So we'll write Anvaya. Anvaya would be Apamsulanam Dhurikirtaniya Manusheshwara Dharma Patni. All this is referring to Sudakshina. Tasyaha Nandinyaha Kuranyasa Pavitra Pamsum Margam. The Tasyaha Margam, Nandini's path which has been sanctified by the placement of the hooves, of her own hooves, that is Nandini's hooves. Anvagachat followed, Eva like, Smrutihi Shrutehe Artham, how Smruti follows Shrute's meaning. So this is the gist of the shloka. Hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, ask.
Maybe we can change it and write, or this procedure only we have to write.
What is that? Repeat it.
We can change it and write, or same procedure we have to write in the exam.
You have to. What did you? No, they will specify. If they say Akanksha Ritya, or no, they won't say Akanksha Ritya. They'll just say Anvaya Rachana Karotu. Then Rachana is this. Akanksha Kramena Anvaya. You have to do this. Sometimes they might just skip and ask you to do Vakya Vishleshana and all that. So they will specify what they want depending on the number, marks, how much they have been allotted. Find out what is to be. If it's just like 1 or 2 marks and they've asked just the meanings, Pratipadartha and this, stop there. Don't go and do all the Anvaya Rachana and all. If they specify do the Rachana, don't do other things, just do the Rachana. Okay? They will specify what is to be.
Okay.
Generally, what is asked? Anvaya Rachana only.
Rachana means this, Akanksha Kramena. You will have to start this, and this is for your reference, okay? Pratama Vibhakti and all, if you sort it out, it will be easier for you.
They may ask anything, or they ask Anvaya Rachana mainly.
Anvaya Rachana is this, Akanksha Kramena Anvaya Rachana. Anvayasya Rachana. That is how it is done, right? By asking questions. The Rachana means this. And this is, I don't think this is in the textbook. We do this because it will be easier for us to do Anvaya Rachana. So you may skip it if you are confident. You may go ahead and write this and arrive at this also. Okay. So Anvaya, you found out. Anybody has done Alankara? Anybody wants to try?
Yeah, I have done.
Yeah, madam, I would like to try.
Yes, Mahadaya.
Okay, just see if I'm correct. This is Manusheshwar Dharma Patnihi Shrute Eva Artham. That is the what do you call that? Simile. So
yes.
That is no, it's called something else. Yeah.
Upamalankara.
Upamanam. So is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So
and
now
then,
there are 4 parts. You tell me all. Upameyaha, Upamanam, Upamavachaka, Sadharana Dharma. Tell me all that.
Upameyam is in this case Manusheshwar Dharma Patni.
Correct.
Upamanam is Shrute Sadharan Dharma.
Well, see, Manusheshwara Dharma Patni is like what? She is not Shruti. What is she? Manusheshwara Dharma Patni is Sudakshina, right? And
Yes.
she is following Nandini.
Yes.
On the other thing that is being compared, what is following what?
Shruti
Is Shruti following
following-
Smriti or Smriti following Shruti? Shruti is following Shruti. Let that Mahodaya complete, please. Who is that answering?
Shruti Eva.
Palvant Mahodaya. Who is following who? Is Shruti following? Shruti, I told you, is the ultimate. So Smriti is following Shruti, right? Smriti is Manusmriti and all that. Okay.
Like
So
Smriti
Smriti is
is
following Shruti. So Sudakshana is being compared to who? Sudakshana is similar to what? Sudakshana is following, right? So here who is following? The other set. Okay, listen. One set, Sudakshana is following Nandini, correct?
Yes.
One set. Right hand side we want Smriti is following what?
Shruti.
Shruti.
Shrutehe. Vedatai.
Correct. So see, one side we have Sudakshana following Nandini. The other side we have Smriti, Manusmriti. Just say Manusmriti is following Shruti, right? So on the top we have Nandini and we have Shruti. Who is following? Sudakshana is following Nandini. Smriti is following Shruti. So Sudakshana is compared to what?
Compared to Smriti.
Yes.
Smriti.
Smriti
is Nandini.
Correct. So Sudakshana is following. Smriti is following. They are Upameyaha. And whereas where it is Dhenu and here it is Veda, that is Shruti. They are the standard ones. They are Upamanam. Is it clear or still you have doubts?
Clear, ma'am.
Upamayam is
Just one more question.
No, Palvan Mahodaya, are you clear?
Yeah, I have one more question to ask you.
Yes.
There is this Pamsu repeated. Is that also a Chekanupras?
Correct. It is a Shabdalankara. Pamsu is repeated, definitely. Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing. So here there are, one second, please. Here there are
Shekhar Mahodaya, please wait for your turn.
Yeah, there are two sets of Upamalankara here. Okay. First one is Upame, Manusheshwara Dharma Patni is compared to Smriti, right? Understood there? They both are followers.
Yes.
And Manusheshwara Patni is compared to Smriti, they are followers. And Sadharana Dharma is Iva. I mean, Upamavachaka is Iva and Sadharana Dharma is Anugamanam. They are both following, right? And there is another set where Dhenu is being compared to what? First.
Veda. Shruti.
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 So there are two sets of Upamalankara. Manusheshwara Dharma Patni and Smriti, Iva, Anugamanam. And another set where Dhenu, Shruti, Iva and Anugamanam. Okay?
Okay. Yes,
Can I ask now?
Yes,
No. See that as you said, who is following whom? So Sudakshana is compared to Smriti, that is Upameyam, and Nandini is like Vedas.
Compared to Shruti, that is see that is why you didn't even listen. There are two sets, Shekhar Mahodaya. One Sudakshana with Smriti. That comparison is one Alankara, Upamalankara. There is another set where Dhenu is compared with Shruti. There are two sets here.
Okay.
Usually Upamalankara, how is it? One king is compared to something. But here there are two sets. Because there are two people involved in everything. One is following the other. Two people involved. So correspondingly, there are two people also there also in the other. So there are two Upamalankaras, two sets. So in the first set you have, I'll show the slide, you'll understand. Anybody has done
I just want to know Upamanam is what, Upameyam is what in this.
I'll tell you. Next slide I'll show. Before showing, I want to ask if anybody has done Chandas. For this, has anybody done? Don't raise, just answer. Who is this? Hina Mehta ji, have you done? Who has done Chandas? Nobody has done?
Upendra, I have done.
Madam, I have done.
I'm asking you, Vadatu. First Pada, which one?
First Vada Indra Vajra.
Second.
Second, Upendra Vajra.
Third.
Third, again Indra Vajra.
Fourth.
Upendra Vajra.
And so, what is it?
So, Upajati.
Bahut. So, it is, see, Shabdalankara is Pamsu. Alankara, there are two sets. First set, Upameya. Shekhar Mahodaya, listen. Upameya. Upamanam is a standard thing. Okay? Which is to which it is compared. To which it is compared. Upameya is a little lower. That is, it is being compared. So here, Sudakshina, Manusheshwara Rani is compared with Smriti. Right? And all others, Upamavachaka is Iva and Sadharana Dharma is Anugamanam. So one set has Manusheshwara Dharmapatni being compared to Smriti. The other set has Dhenu being compared to Shruti.
Okay.
Okay. There are two sets. And this is Indra Vajra, Upendra Vajra, Indra Vajra, Upendra Vajra, Ataha, Upajati. Shekhar Mahadaya, please read the Tatparyam.
Tatparyam. I want to read from this what you have written.
No, what I have written, English Tatparyam.
That lawful wife of the Lord of the people, Queen Sudakshina, who deserved to be atop the immaculate chaste ladies, treaded on the pathway behind that cow. That pathway which is made holy with the dust raised by the hooves of cow. Her treading was similar to Dharma Smriti treading the pathway of the Vedic precepts. She followed the cow wholeheartedly as a devoted.
Okay, understood everybody? Has anybody has any question? Shanka asti va? Asti chet pruchatu.
So
Anybody has any doubts?
Yeah,
So,
I understood. Generally, it is Upamanam is general, but here there are two sets which is compared in the Artha Alankara.
Yes.
So when you say both are.
And also observe one more thing. He'll always maintain the gender. Here everything is Strilinga only. So Manusheshwara Dharmapati is being compared to Smriti. Both are Strilinga. Dhenu and Shruti, both are Strilinga. He always compares, maintains the gender also while comparison. That is like Vak. Remember Vak and Parvati, both are Strilinga. Artha and Parameshwara were both the Pullinga.
So it's only Upamanam here, all Upamanam.
Anybody has any doubts, please ask.
Bhagini, can you explain about
No, ma'am.
Na Shruyate Bhagini. Somebody is trying to talk.
Yeah. Now, can you explain about Shruti?
Shruti. Shruti means Veda.
Yeah.
Veda.
No, Shruti in Veda. Shruti.
Smriti. I don't know much about Smriti. I have not read all that. But what they say
Exactly
is
what that? What is that? I don't know that means.
Even I don't know into the details. There are Manu has written Manusmriti and Parashara Raja has written his own Smriti. They see, I told you, Vedas, they have nothing in writing, right? So everything was chanted and it was carried on for generation. Later on, people, depending on Vedas, is believed to be directly given to us by the God. So it is divine. This thing. So nobody has written Vedas as such. It was directly given to the rishis by the God. What they say is rishis would see those mantras in front of them because of the divine powers, which was directly from the sent by the God, and that's how Vedas started. And then afterwards, so people like Manu, Parashara, and all that, mute Bantu. They started from their memory, whatever they could recollect, they wrote and started writing more about those Vedas. There is something called Manusmriti. I have not read that, Bhagini, but then there is something called Mute Bound to Survey. Somebody is, yeah. So Manusmriti, Parashara Smriti, they are like that. So they write, they tell us about our Dharma Shastra. They are considered Dharma Shastras. How we have to live. Everything about our Dharma is there in Manusmriti and all that. But they follow what is told in Vedas. They don't deviate from Oda. They expand it, they elaborate on that, they explain it, everything. And it is also said, if there is a dilemma between the actual Shruti and the Smriti, okay, if there is a, some dilemma with which one is to be accepted, it is always the Shruti, that is the Vedas, that is ultimate. So that is whatever is said in Vedas need to be accepted. So if there is any violation or any variation as such, then Smriti cannot be considered. Whatever is said in Shruti, that is Vedas, is to be considered. Okay, so this what Manusmriti and whatever Smritis have been written, that is Smriti means that is from memory, that is written from memory from of the Vedas, which has explained or given in detail about the content is about Vedas only, about Shruti only, but it is elaborated one. So that is what is it doing? It is following Vedas only. So Smriti Veda Vedasya Anusrutavati, Vedam Anusrutavati. So it will follow Veda. So exactly similar to that, Sudakshina was following nothing. Clear, Bhagini?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know much about Manu Smriti and all. I have not read.
That much is okay for me.
Bhagini, Smriti means dharma, similar to dharma, artham.
Yeah, Dharma Shastra. It is our Shastra.
Dharma Shastra.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is written about Dharma.
Yes, dharma.
So Hinduism, if you read Manusmriti, you know how about Hinduism.
Yes.
Our Dharma, yeah.
Shall I ask one day?
Prachatu.
Indra Vajrayudham, Indra Vajravrutam and Upendra Vajravrutam is called Upajati Vrutam, no?
Correct.
Okay. If we give both, we can write it as in the examination, no? Both they are giving in the exam.
What do you mean? If they will give you this shloka, say.
Denomination, both they are giving, including both.
No, listen. They will give you this shloka, say in the exam. Now you will have to do this. Each pada there is one Indra Vajra, one Upendra Vajra. In a shloka, if one pada is following Indra Vajra, the other one is following Upendra Vajra, that means there is a mix, right? Then the chandas is called Upajati. So you have to write, since Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra are both there in the shloka, it is Upajati. So the last sentence I have written here, see, Pratipade Dvadasha Aksharani Santi. That is the first condition we are looking for in Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra. Next we say, Pratamaha Tritiyaha Padav Indra Vajra, Dvitiyaha Chaturthaha Padav Upendra Vajra Vrittam Asti. So since there is a mix, Ataha Upajatihi. So the chandas here in this shloka is Upajati. This is how we have to write.
That is, both the Vajras will come in any of the padas. Once it is mixed, it can be called Upajati. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes.
Correct. If in the exam, if they just give this pada, say, then it is Indra Vajra for you. You do not even know whether what follows after that. If only this pada is given, then it is Indra Vajra. Suppose they give you first and second pada, then also it is Upajati because first pada is Indra Vajra, second pada is Upendra Vajra. So it is Upajati. Okay?
Astu Bhagini. Bahu dhanyawad.
Okay.
If Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra are there, then only Upajati, any type of chanda.
Only if there is a mix, it is called Upajati. If everywhere it was just red, that means everywhere it was Indra Vajra, then you would have written it as Indra Vajra. If everywhere all the four padas had Upendra Vajra, you would have written it as Upendra Vajra. Since one pada is Indra Vajra and the other pada is Upendra Vajra, since there is a mix, you will write it as Upajati.
I want to add that Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra only mixing, then only Upajati other in Chanda. That I want to ask.
No. In Chandas, I told you in the Chandas class itself, it's not just Indra Vajra, Upendra Vajra. There are others, Vamshastra and Indra Vamsha or something, some other two. They are also, see, any two mix is called Upajati. But in our syllabus, we are taking only Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra.
Okay. Madam, can I ask one question?
No, Prichatu.
Please don't mistake me because again I'm asking once again. This particular flow.
One second. Let me switch off the mobile.
Okay.
Sorry about it. Yeah, tell me.
So in this particular Alankara, what is Upamayam, what is Upamanam? That's what. Please repeat, madam.
Did you attend the Alankara class?
No, I didn't attend. That's what I was traveling at that time. I could not attend.
I think I suggest you go through the Alankara lesson. Okay, sure. Briefly, if I have to tell, Okay. Shekhar Mahodaya, he is like his dad. Okay. I say, you are like your dad. In your looks, say, you look like your dad.
Yes.
So what are you compared to? Your dad. So
Dad.
what is considered the standard here? Your dad. Right? You are compared to your dad. So what is being considered standard is upamanam.
Okay.
Okay. Upameyam is what is compared. That means here Shekhar Mahodaya is being compared. So you become upameya. Your dad is upamanam. Okay. Now what is it? If I say Shekhar Mahodaya, tasya, what? How do I say? Pita jaisa. Pita jaisa dikhta hai. Say. You look like your dad. So like is iva.
Okay.
Pita iva drishyate. Say. Pita iva drishyate. Pita upamanam. Upameya Shekhara. Upamavachaka iva drishyate. It is, what am I comparing? I'm not comparing your character, or I'm comparing your looks, right? Drishyate. So that is being compared. So that is sadharana dharma. So darshanam or whatever, here it is anusritavati, she is following. So it is anusaranam. That is, the anusaranam is compared between two people by saying the word iva. So iva is upamavachaka. Between two people, that is, what is the standard is upamanam. Upameyam is what is being compared. What is it compared to is upamanam. What is being compared is upameya. Okay. Remember that Shekhar is upameya, father is upamanam, Eva is upamavachaka, darshanam is sorry, upamavachaka, and darshanam is sadharana dharma. You remember one example, then you'll understand.
Sadharana dharma. In this case particularly, this Shruti and Smriti and Nandini and this one, Sudakshana, what is Upamanam Upamem? That's what.
I have written, Mahodaya. Manusheshwara Dharmapatni Sudakshana is following, right? And Smriti is also following. They are, though both are following. That's why they are alike. Dhenu is being followed. Shruti is also being followed. Therefore, those two are alike.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever is in red, Sudakshana and Smriti, Manusheshwara Dharmapatni and Smriti are following. Dhenu and Shruti are being followed. So these two are one. Dhenu and Shruti are one.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Dhanyawad.
Okay. Any doubts? No chat? Atra sthagayamaha.
Vinita Bhagini.
No, I asked.
Okay.
My doubt is clear.
Shanka asti va?